Oh, baby, I'm going to be talking about the most unpopular topic that I seem to strike upon, but it is one of the most important because I'm going to be talking about how to make budgeting easy. Hey, Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and today we're going to be talking about the most unpopular topic on this channel, and I think on the internet as a whole, is budgeting. But hey, don't run away. Don't run away. I promise you, I'm going to make it interesting. I've broken it down into 10 easy steps. If it takes you more than 20 or 30 minutes to get through all these steps, it's taken you too long. Let's get into it. And I promise you, the benefits are gonna be amazing. You're gonna learn how to easily save up and start paying yourself first. You can put away quite a good savings for yourself and even consider retiring early. So let's get started. I broke this up into 10 steps and I'm trying to make it as painless as possible. You don't need to open up Excel. You don't need to open up Google Docs. You don't need to do anything like that. You might need your banking app because you need to have an idea. You will need a pad and a pen, of course. That is a pre-requirement. This makes it dead simple, and it also allows you to keep track of everything. First thing I want you to do, step number one, is you need to know how much you're going to make in a monthly basis or a bi-weekly basis or whatever. I would recommend try to stay to a monthly basis because a lot of your bills are monthly bills. So let's figure it out monthly. And I know most people get paid every 2 weeks. So you should have, if you estimated the worst, 2 paychecks in a month, then you're going to get pretty close. But what you want to do is you want to know what is your gross wages after the taxes have come off for that month on a monthly basis. If your wages do change, and some people have that situation, I'm one of them, where they change every month, what I will do is, and I recommend that you do, is get an estimate of an average amount of how much you're going to be making on a monthly basis. If one month you're making $5,000, but the next month you're making $4,500, you're going to estimate about $475 a month. Let's just keep it easy. Keep it easy. That's what it's all about here. The second part of this step is I want you to also figure out what your gross wages are, because you'll need that later. It's an advanced step, but it's okay. Figure out how much you actually got paid before any taxes came off. To get that $5,000, if you got paid $6,700 in that month, then what you're going to do is your $6,700 is your gross and $5,000 is what you actually get after you pay your taxes. So that's what you need. Now that you have that, write it down. Get it on your pad. It's your first line, okay? Second thing is we need to go through all your monthly bills. You got to look to see what bills are coming out. And I call these your hard expenses. These are things that you got to pay. You can't miss them. You got to pay the rent or mortgage. You got to make your car payment. You've got to make school fee payments. You got to make payments to electricity and natural gas, and so your energy costs. These are hard expenses. You got to pay them on a monthly basis. Figure out what they are. The easiest way to do that is to actually go into your favorite app on your phone, actually look at your bank account from the last 2 or 3 months, and that'll give you a really good idea how much you're paying on a monthly basis. Again, some of the expenses could fluctuate, but we're just looking for the averages. We're just trying to figure out what on average am I spending. These are the hard expenses. Write them all down. Next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we don't include in this step our indiscriminate spending. In other words, we go spend money at the mall, or we go spend money on lunch or whatever. Do not include these things. We need to figure out what our hard expenses are. This is critical. So we want to make sure we take everything else out. Just our hard expenses. These are things we've got to pay. So add them up. And what I want you to do is I want you to tally them up. And this is step number 3. Tally those up and tally up what your average is going to be on your income on a monthly basis. I'm really, really hoping that in step number 4, when you subtract your income from your hard expenses, you're going to have money left over. If you don't, you're in a world of hurt. And I'm going to be blunt with you. You need to figure out a way to either reduce your expenses or increase your income. And you might have to do a bit of both. I've sat down with many people many times, and they always feel like they're falling behind. And once I do and these are the steps that I do. And once we do these steps, I discover, oh wow, you're minus $200 every single month. No wonder you're struggling. No wonder you're stressed out. No wonder you can't balance your budget. Absolutely. You can't. You're spending like the government. It doesn't work. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have money left over. Now, if you're not balanced, if you still haven't got money left over after you've taken all your hard expenses off, take a really good look at those hard expenses. Is Netflix in there? Maybe you got to cancel Netflix for a little while. Is something that is you think is a hard expense and it's not really a hard expense? Take it off. I'll give you a good example. We had cable TV. It was costing us $127 a month, and it was going to go up to $200 a month. And I'm like, this is crazy. I barely watch TV. I use it for the internet, and that's it. So I started hunting around, and I found an internet plan that I've been using now for about 6 months, and it's just as good as what I had, $63 a month, in comparison to almost $200 a month. I don't have TV anymore, but I found that I barely watch TV. Like, I'll watch streaming services, so I'll put a little bit of money towards streaming services like YouTube. We have a YouTube account. But I had to make these hard decisions and say, this is not a hard expense. This can go away. Do that. Go through that until you can get your budget balanced. And if that means taking on a part-time job temporarily until you can start earning more wages in your full-time job, do it. Just do it. That's what you got to do. Let's move on now. This is where it starts to get exciting. Let's say you've done all your homework here and discovered your hard expenses is definitely less than how much you got coming in on a monthly basis. Awesome. This is going to get exciting. What we want to do is make a line item, and that's called Mad Money. And we're going to take only $250 a month. Now, I know it's not very much, but it's a beginning. Trust me on this. This is a process. $250, and we're going to put it on. And I'm hoping at this point you're still got money left over. If you do, this is where it gets really, really exciting. Because what I want you to do is, remember earlier I had you figure out what your gross wages were, like how much you made before taxes? I want you to divide that by 10. So let's say you are making $6,700 a month, okay? And that's your gross wages. Divided by 10, it's going to be $670 a month, okay? Now, have you got that left over after you've taken all your hard expenses and your Mad Money out? If you do, you're going to be wealthy. And I'm definitely not teasing you on this. With that money, this is called paying yourself first. If there's definitely that money there, you make it a line expense, you make it a hard expense in your actual, I won't use the word budget, but in your expenses, it's a hard expense now. You're going to take it out and you're going to put it aside. And that's paying yourself first. That's the trick to long-term wealth. And it's something that has been the same forever. If you don't do it, you're never going to be wealthy unless you get really lucky. And don't trust Lady Luck because, man, it doesn't work that well. If you take luck by the scruff of the neck and start paying yourself first, you'll create your own luck, and I promise you on that. So if you got that left over, what you're going to do is you're going to put that money aside, okay? Let's continue on here. So in step number 7, we've made that our hard expense. That's paying ourselves first, okay? And we're going to start paying ourselves first. We'll leave it at that. Step number 8, if there's still money left over, you can increase your Mad Money up to $500 a month. Depending on where you live, you can increase it a little bit more, but what we want to do is we want to learn to live with our Mad Money with an amount, okay? But what we're doing is we're trying to make sure we have a little more fun. You know, life is just not all about paying the bills. We got to go have a little bit of fun here and there. Even I love it. You know, like after I finish this video, my wife and I, we're going to go and have some fun. We're going to spend some of our Mad Money. What we want to do is raise our Mad Money amount to $500 if we can. Now, if there's only enough to raise it to $400 or $450 and you're at 0, then you're done, okay? You're done. And that's your Mad Money. You got to make that last. Do you still have money left over when you get to $500 Mad Money a month? Some of us will. You will have some money left over. And this is where it gets really exciting, because I want you to increase your pay yourself first, as well as I want you to start paying off any debts you might be carrying. Yeah, a lot of people want you to pay off debts in the beginning. I say we need to start saving first, but we also need to be paying our debts off. Hopefully, we're already doing that in our hard expenses. We're making a payment to Mr. Visa or Mr. MasterCard or whatever, a car payment. If you still have money left over, consider taking a portion of that and paying down some. If you have high interest debt, I recommend paying that very first. Take that extra money, make it go away. Because the minute that debt disappears, you start to free up your hard expenses. It gets smaller. It increases how much money you got left over. And what we want to do is, if we still have money left over, is we want to start paying ourselves more. Now, before I get to the final number 10 step, and you got to stick around for this step, because, like I said, this is when it starts really getting exciting. It's a little bit of nuts and bolts, but I promise you, if you follow the first 9 steps and this 10th step, you will be independently wealthy one day. I promise you that. Before we get to the bonus though, be sure to subscribe. I enjoy doing these videos for you guys, and I hope you enjoy watching them. I'm trying every day to make them a little more exciting, a little more interesting, so hopefully I'm accomplishing that. That's what I'm shooting for. But anyhow, let's get to the bonus. Be sure to subscribe. I want you to take out your mad money as cash. Literally, go to the bank, go to the Interac machine or your ATM, and take it out, and take it out as cash. And I live what I speak. Here's our mad money for the month. I've taken it all out as cash. Now, I don't carry it all around with me. I've just got it here for illustration. What I'll do is I'll take out enough, and if you struggle with spending your mad money and you like to spend it rapidly, and you find that you kind of get to the end of the month, or you're 3 weeks into the month and you got nothing left over, and now you got to eat leftovers for a week, then break it up into weekly segments. Like, say, okay, I've got $500 every month. That's $125 every week. So then you take out $125, put it into your purse or your wallet as cash, or open up a separate bank account with that money in there. I recommend cash, because whenever you're spending money as cash, you really feel it. It seems a lot more real than using a card, okay? Separate that money out. Do not keep it in your account that's paying all your hard expenses. You will overspend. I promise you, you will do it. I will do it. If I leave and try to leave my mad money in that account, I will overspend it, or I'll be wondering if I'm going to overspend it. I'm freaking out, and I'm like, nope, take the money out. Just take it out, be done with it. And I've done this for like years, and it works. Could you get robbed? Yeah, but you know something? The chances of you robbing yourself are a lot higher. So just leave it at that. Also, too, in this bonus, I want to tell you that we also want to get our pay yourself first money out of that account as well. And we want to separate it out. If you don't know how to invest, now investing is not gambling, okay? It's not going to the casino and going, yeah, Grandpa needs a new tractor. No, it's not that. What it is discovering through education how to invest your money. The best thing I'd recommend that you do right up front is to take that money and open up an account, like a savings account. In Canada, we have something called a TFSA. It's a tax-free savings account. Open it up with just a bank. There's a bank in Canada called EQ Bank. It's an online bank. I don't know about the States, but I'm sure they have the same thing. It's only 3%, but it's better than a kick in the teeth. It's at least going to help you keep up with inflation, or help you keep up with inflation. It's an attempt. But we want to separate that money out. We want to get it out. And we want to watch it grow a little bit. Once you have a few months of pay yourself money first, there's going to be at least $1,000 in there. And we want to isolate that and leave $1,000 in that account forever. That's called your emergency fund. Emergencies happen. We just recently had an $1,100 emergency. Our washing machine went and died on us, and I had to buy a new machine, and I paid cash for it. And it's a wonderful thing. I did not have to pull out Mr. MasterCard. And that's what really kind of hangs you up and holds you up from becoming wealthy. You want to avoid that. After we have that $1,000, we want to continue putting our money in there into that high interest account and start learning the fundamentals of investing. Investing can be as simple as going and buying good dividend stocks. That's what I'd recommend. It's easy. I hope these things have helped you out and helped you build a budget. Yes, I know I'm going to use the word at the end here, a budget. I know everybody hates the word budget, and I get it. Nobody likes balancing their books, but I hope that these steps will help you out and show you how to actually start putting away and growing your own money tree. And that's what we want at the end of the day. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I have another one showing right now. It's talking about Einstein. Yes, Einstein and his eighth wonder of the world. It's a really good video. Go check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. See you there. Bye-bye.